hey daily update mamunyi na akwaba sene de dikana hwa na so ta hwa na so subscribe yes so be ni sama sene bia dan de nye de ba so 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 ka bi na so ayeden ohu ne ma ekoso Ghana fa na nyina no ne hia ehye se yemfi ani chim ne mamo ehu de ekoso sabre because Kwesi Pratt and Akupimo Ažainst region Akupimo KUMASI honorable Muntaka constituency and nema or program enya sanketua chese why kurunani ama KUMASI for and we say this government there with you mo papa with you mo pa chese enya sanketua or chese nkofo motisisi no omo ndwem ho omo chese Kia kapa nka region was nka omudo mani krampo chiro pa Ažainst region na se mumpo na ye machine na omamo vote no so yeden omamo nordness for so yeden na asema just waka dia strip ba omia ne kede ne yasin to wo chese o ba me so ko Akroma ko kan say sisi de ni jia befi because sisi no yenya muslim ni ana say not many are just a bit my bed, a bit on my so. And a Kwesi party says, how time not by Mahama, and so also regional campaign, the day Marco for drachas when you community won't come home. And you say, oh, what you say, was trippy and the NPP for naked players and to come home, then put in some Kwesi Pratt as well about when to say. The tempers also the NPP for GB.
We decided to bring the program to a set room today for a number of reasons. One, in recognition of the fact that KUMASI was the center of the paramountcy which fought against the British domination of the slave routes. That KUMASI is the home of Yasantwa. That KUMASI has always stood for justice. And that is why we came here to salute the people of KUMASI, especially the people of Asawasi, for their courage, for their commitment to the national development effort and so on. That is why we came here today. We came here today because we know that the people in these parts of KUMASI listen to Alhaji and Alhaji religiously. And we want that relationship between us and Asawasi to grow and grow and grow and become so strong that nothing can break it. Dear friends, today we are discussing the NPP primaries and its implications for national development. It's not a very difficult subject at all. All you have to do is to listen to the NPP members. And when you listen to the NPP members, the conclusion is clear. Their primaries was not about how to develop Ghana. Their primaries was not about how to find jobs for young people. Their primaries was not about how to arrest the dollar. Their primaries was just a competition between rich, fat, silly people. That's all. You know, one of the best stories that I've heard about the NPP primaries is the guy who went to contest. He wanted to be MP, so he went to contest. And he says that he knew that it was a money affair. So he put all his money in the bank. He didn't want thieves to come to his house and steal the money and so on. He was learning from other NPP people who are losing so much money from their houses. So he thought he was very sensible. And he went and put all his money in the bank. So his other opponents started sharing money. And he decided that he would go to his bank and take his money. When he went, they said, your bank account has been frozen. Then after the elections, 2 days after the elections, the bank called you and said, your bank account has been frozen. Now you can take your money. Now this is a very interesting story. First of all, it tells us that some people are abusing their power. If they don't want you to win, they will freeze your bank account. That's an abuse of power. The second story it tells us is simply the fact that it's a money matter. You can be the most sensible, you would never become an NPP member of parliament if you don't pay. So sense is not important. Solving problem is not important. The only important thing is money. Now, this guy has learned his lesson. And last Friday when I was reading the newspapers, this guy had come out to say that as for him, he would never contest on the ticket of the NPP again. He is going independent. At least one person is becoming sensible. He says he is going independent. There are many other stories. And we saw many things on television and heard many things on radio. Yendi, you saw what happened in Yendi. One of the contestants bought 500 motorbikes. How much is one motorbike? And this contestant is not a business person. This contestant doesn't have a gold mine. This contestant works for the government. Now, if you're working for the government and you can buy 500 motorbikes of your salary, how much is your salary? That's another story. How much is your salary? Some contestants bought flat screen television sets and put his photograph on top. At the end of the day, as of today, they cannot declare results. Why can't they declare results? They cannot declare results because before the Electoral Commission people started counting the ballots, some people went there, they took the ballot boxes, they tore the ballot papers into pieces, they spoiled everything. So no results. Now, this is important for the people of Ghana. Quite apart from the display of money and so on, we are also seeing that within the NPP, there are elements who are ready to use violence and they don't care the consequences of the violence they use. We must think and act so that we'll be ready for them on December 7, 2024. We must send a clear message out now that nobody will be allowed to bully us. No amount of violence will allow anybody to steal the mandate of the people. And that December 7, 2024, the people will speak and their voice will be final. Finish. So that's a very clear message we should be sending out now. Now, this morning when I was coming, I came with some very, very big people from Parliament. And there's a song all of them are singing. That these primaries and so on, experienced people have been lost. And that Parliament will be poorer. Chairman Sabos is not going again. The people who have been there for a long time, they are sacking all of them and it's a source of worry. Experienced people? Experience in doing what? That kind of experience, we don't need that kind of experience. Finish. Why? If you have been in Parliament for 20 years, and every time the budget comes, you approve, your experience in approving budget without thinking, we don't need that kind of experience. If you have been in Parliament for 25 years, and every time they bring any minister, Sankwas and all, you will approve, your experience is in approving useless ministers, and we don't need that experience. So it is not about how long you have served in Parliament, it's about what you have done with the mandate that the people gave you. If you have been there for 2,000 years and you are useless, you have to go out. That is the message, clear. So those who are crying about losing experienced people and so on, they are just simply annoying us. You understand? It is not about, if you have been to Parliament and they bring e-levy and you fight e-levy and you defeat it. If you come and you tell us about your experience, we can understand. Because we don't want e-levy to come again. and you have experience in fighting e-levy, so we can go with you. If you go to Parliament, and they want to bring emission tax, and you demonstrate that you don't like emission tax, and you fight it, of course, your experience is important for us. But if you go and ask for USOB, everything they bring you approve. That kind of experience is completely useless. It has no relevance to our work and to our well-being. And I think that message should also go out clear and clean. You understand? Now, there is something else that the NPP primaries are showing. And you see, when I talk about the NPP primaries, I'm not just talking about the parliamentary primaries. They have also held the presidential primaries, okay? There are some very important things. I think the lawyer Pierre Danko has mentioned some of those very important things. I am very deeply worried. Why am I so deeply worried? Because the real problems we confront us as Ghanaians are not being discussed in the primaries. Presidential, parliamentary, all, we are not discussing them. Our people cannot get food to eat. School buildings are collapsing. Our roads are bad. Galamsey is killing us and so on. So if somebody wants to be president and he comes, and he says that as for me, when I come, I want to unite Muslims and Christians, it's a damn fool. You know why it's a damn fool? Because in this country, Christians and Muslims, we are not fighting. We have been one all the time. So, how do you come to unite people who are not fighting? Come and build the roads and stop talking nonsense. Come and improve education and stop talking nonsense. Unite Muslims and Christians. Are we? It's a completely irrelevant issue. Now, the other thing which worries me now also is the tribalism which is coming into our politics. This one is from here, that one is from there, this one is the Southerner, that one is the Northerner. Is this Kwame Nkrumah's Ghana? Is this the Ghana Kwame Nkrumah wanted? In any case, my mother's sisters, brothers, and all, listen carefully. When did Bawumia realize that it is important to have a Northerner as head of state? When? When did he wake up to realize that now it is important to have a Northerner as head of state? He was busily campaigning to pull John Mahama from the seat so that Nana Akufo-Addo will go and sit there. Is Nana Akufo-Addo a Northerner? So when he was removing Mahama, he didn't know that Mahama was a Northerner. Well, at that time, he didn't know that it is important to put a Northerner there. So we must listen to the candidates. Listen to what they say. And if you listen to what they say with an open mind, we will not make a mistake again. We have made many mistakes before. This time, we don't want to make any more mistakes. Because where this country has reached, if we continue to make mistakes, the country will collapse completely. Today, if we don't borrow, our government cannot do anything. Our government cannot build gutter without borrowing. Our government cannot pay teachers without borrowing and so on. This is the lowest level any country can reach. And that is why it is important that this time round, we don't make mistakes. And the signs are clear that this time round, the people of Ghana will not make mistakes. The signs are clear that the people of Kumasi and Ashanti will not make mistakes. Now, why do I say this? Everybody in Ashanti is crying. When the Fafranto people come to Kumasi, and I see the numbers following Fafranta, is a message that things are changing. When there are primaries in Ashanti and the kingpins fall, I know that Ashanti is changing. And if Ashanti changes, like all of us from everywhere, if we all change.
Tibisa for a Kwesi Pratt in Yakotin in Ghana, Yakokuti and Achese. Their temper so the NPP for IGB, especially NPP for MPs for no. Just say or figure back out just say chairman's abonsu because what to say chairman's abonsu kase see a parliament and a hobby boring or more or money ye pani just say or more coffee move against your moon reading a come reading your cry dear muye then I gonna for you move against it yeah or more just say or money man and move against someone say that statement alone is quite nonsense. That statement alone is useless. Somebody could say any. So, or more parliament is or say intimidation is a minimum answer. Intimidation is a diamu a answer no. Answer no any. Kwesi Pratt has some work no. What say so more parliament is in. So you people think say. You have sense, right? What I say, inti yankwa money nyansa ile ba majiatum. Initially ba majiatum. Yoko jilo majiatum. The minister be balance Ghana from pana majiatum. Minister for no doors into monte so much de biente so. A de bien the wa bine de ba mompa say da. Inti nyansa no wing. Inti omo am free some money emrani ye no munyansa for money nim there no omuso kwatana no me ya omone mo pa difference be no to si nyasa pa chimensa bonsu kande ba kokure ni statement ni na sa statement no man ye biem a chese wa strip NPP MPs for no so naked pa Kwesi Pratt say say this is the time I was say you make a change because with another mistake no oh Ghana be chiri kura be bokura because right now no gata crack can so from crampono there is no money a bit me construct gata keke there is no money a debate here teachers forecast there is no money just escape bien or this and no you borrowing this and you borrowing we and some Kwesi Pratt here about one thing early to their or me who in Yama course right now which is say then say be babu and say become do babu thing one can baby also say Ashanti region KUMASI Muntaka constituency one or by 100% musi so bet my comment section as well. I don't drop a comment unsubscribe is on when some busia for